What's up, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda here with another Shinola watch. I want to show it to you. I showed you a video earlier about, another Canfield, and this one is a Canfield Chrono from Shinola. Comes in kind of that standard Shinola box with all the paperwork goodies up here, which is a little different than the earlier versions, which were below the watch. But again, the Willard program, and I'm going to mention it here, is that a program, slam that shut, where you can customize, maybe customize is the wrong word, but mix and match cases and straps. And so in this case, what I love is the Chrono, but have not had one of these cream colored dials yet, right? So I finally got one. So I'm stoked about that. Got one of these cream colored dials. They're pretty nice. They're pretty subtle cream color, right? A buddy of mine has it. My buddy Tom, that lives in the city. And, he's got a run well with the cream colored dial, and I really thought it was kind of nice looking. And since I didn't have one, why not? So there's a couple things that I really liked about it, and we'll kind of go over that. But the difference here is that with the Willard program, if there's a case style that you really like and a watch style you really like, well, that's not going to prevent you from buying this watch because you can order them directly from Shinola with whatever combo you want, essentially, as long as they fit. This particular watch, I think, maybe came with an alligator strap, I believe, or a tan strap, and I didn't really want that. I just kind of wanted the black strap, and I'll show you why, because I have watches with black straps, and I love them. Just kind of dark. And then if you look at the dial itself, there are a lot of black elements. Those applied numerals there, those are all black. The subdial hands and markings are all black. Shinola Argonite Detroit, all silked on there in black, and then the minute markers all the way around. Now you do have lume at the hour markers and on the hands. So you have these silver polished hands there with lume. And then a chronograph hand right here, which is kind of looks like your second hand, but then I love how all the metal's brushed. Why do I love that all the metal on the hands is brushed? Because the case is brushed. I really love that. We'll compare it a little bit to some of the other chronos that I have, but I just love that finish. I almost wish the Willard program would, no, I don't almost wish, I do wish. I wish the Willard program would allow me to not only mix and match cases and bands, but cases with different faces and patterns like that, because I would actually love to have this case on a white chrono, and I'll show you why a little while later. But then it would be also kind of cool to be able to pick like a white dial with black subdials and kind of do a Panda version. Get it? And so you've got the 43 millimeter top loaded stainless steel case here. I've got it on an official Shinola leather band with black stitching, side stitching, as you can see there. The Canfields take a 20 millimeter watch band lug width in the male version, or the men's version. As you can see down here, beautiful band. And side stitching doesn't go across the top there, but doesn't appear to taper either. So really, really nice. I've liked the Shinola watch bands with a few exceptions. So just wanted to kind of show this to you because, it's a new watch to me. Now, one of the things that I want to show you on these Canfield Chronos is that the subdials have a little bit of, they're slightly recessed in the dial, but it's not a super distinct or overly obvious kind of separation from the rest of the dial. So, between the Canfield, the standard model, and then the Chronos, only the hands are really kind of, pop out at you. So let's actually take a little peek at that. I have my Canfield Cannonball right here, limited edition to, how many pieces? 1,000 units. Really love this watch, have worn it quite a bit. As you can see there, they're exactly the same size, same case style, but you can see here that the difference is that one is polished and one is brushed. And I really like that brushed look. I like the polished look, but the brushed look just doesn't show fingerprints, kind of hides some scratches and kind of wear over time too. Almost exactly the same thing, just in a different finish. Now, the case depth, I think, is a little deeper, or higher. This bottom portion right here kind of extends down a little lower than the non-chrono version. As you can see here, that backing is a little thinner. So that's probably, I think, the only dimensional difference, and there's probably going to be a little heavier on the chrono version. As you can see here, we do have a sub-dial here for the seconds hand, but the hand shape and everything is the same. Now, the difference is just in the design, right? The numbers, the Arabic numerals are the same on both, but this one only has loom on the hands, and it has kind of that outer chapter ring in a railroad track style. I really love it. I love the way this watch looks, and again, the difference here between the subdials is very subtle subdials on this chrono, and a much more distinct subdial because it's actually in a different color finish, in a silver finish. So if you're looking for something unique, from the Shinola lineup in a limited edition, which is also going to get you membership into the Foundry, then you want to check this one out, the Cannonball. I did a full review on that. It's a terrible review, but if you want to go watch it, you certainly can. So this watch is available still on the Shinola website. I actually thought they were sold out for a while, so I'm not sure exactly what happened, but maybe some people returned it. Now, as a total aside, I generally love the Shinola bands, but as you can see here, I have worn this quite a bit. I'll be honest, this isn't just from sitting around. This is my daily wear for a long time. In fact, I even daily wore it today. So you can see here that this pebbling hasn't really held up very well. I'm getting some frayed edges here, but maybe a little black/blue leather polish will help take that out, but kind of keep that in mind on this particular band. But I do love this band. I like that kind of rough texture pebbling look. But the band hasn't held up quite as well as on some of the other ones. Now, let's also compare it to my other Shinola Chrono, which is going to be very similar, but it's the white versus I think they call it cream, right? So the white versus the cream here, and again, everything about these watches is basically exactly the same, except for the face color. Now, and even the subdials, right, they are very, very subtle, same movement. Again, loom in all the same places, in all the right places. So this is kind of the difference between the cream and the white color. Now, it's not, massively different, and so you'll want to pick a watch that is, I don't know, fits your taste, right? And we'll kind of throw it on the wrist here to see what that looks like, but that just a really subtle difference. Now, the biggest difference to me, obviously besides the dial, is the case finish, right? So the white, unfortunately, not unfortunately, I love my white Canfield Chrono here, but as you can see, it's a polished case versus a brushed case. I would have loved to have been able, particularly through the Willard program or something, pick a brushed case on the white dial. I love the white dial. I mean, it's drawn me in twice. They sold me twice on the white dials. So I do love that, but I would have loved to have that brushed stainless steel case on a white dial. And so that's kind of a level of customization that, eventually they might get to. I know Tiffany & Company has a watch purchase program where they'll customize a watch for you as well to kind of that degree. But, in this case, the program's still evolving, supposedly, theoretically. I don't know if they have any plans to allow you to kind of pick a case finish, and they'll assemble the watch itself for you in a custom way, but one can hope. So there it is, the Canfield Chrono with the cream dial. I'm just going to throw it on here. And then the big advantage of the Willard program, not only do you get the watch delivered in a way that you like, right, in the watch style that you like, but you also get, the cost savings of it. So I think in all the right ways, it's saving you money and allowing you to kind of personalize them in a way that you would otherwise have to do afterwards at completely your cost. So there it is. I'm really liking it. I think it's great. For me, I think I said it in another video that the Canfields right now are my favorite line of Shinola watches. I know they're continuing to come out with more of them. I'm really intrigued by some of them. You know, I love the Runwell Sport Chrono. I love the Runwell, obviously, as you know. But I just think this is a very, very wearable. 43 millimeters is a very nice size, and man, it's just a classic, classy, you know, looking watch that fits pretty much all kind of environments and use cases. So check it out. Check out the Canfield Chrono. Check out the Willard program if you want to customize a watch. And feel free to put a Shinola on your wrist. Peter Von Panda out.